Hello, and welcome back to another discussion video where this has been something that I have talked about previously in maybe other videos or in live streams in the past, but I haven't given it its own dedicated video. So yes, as you can tell by the title, I'm going to be talking about why I don't collect 4Ks or Arrow Video or Criterion or any of those boutique labels. So let's start off with the boutique labels, why I don't collect for those. And the answer is can be explained in twofold. Number one is because what's being released um, isn't something that I'm familiar with and isn't something that interests me. So why should I go out and buy something that a collector, someone who's been wanting this and has been waiting for this to come out, and not get it, whereas I get it as someone who has no interest in it and wouldn't care about it. So to me, it doesn't make sense that I would go out and buy something like that. Now, granted, further down the line, I could, discover these movies, and then go out and start collecting, Arrow videos, Criterion, and other boutique labels. But for right now, they just don't interest me. A lot of the movies that they're putting out are movies that I've never really heard of before. As well as, I'm not really that much of a horror fan as well for when they do release horror movies on these boutique labels. And the other reason is they can be expensive, way out of my budget. You see, for my weekly budget for what I allocate towards adding to the collection is usually about €20, um, maybe a little bit more. And usually I will spread that out between charity shops, CEX, and Amazon. And that's how I work things. I look for the cheapest thing possible. That if it's something that I want to add into my collection, I'll add it in. If it's something I want to add in that's a little out of my price range, I'll leave it. That's my mentality for collecting. So that's the basic reason as to why I don't collect these boutique labels. And that's just me. If you collect them, that's that's well enough for you. I think the way I look at it is collecting within your means. And right now, collecting these boutique labels just isn't within my means to do so. And so I don't feel the FOMO for missing out on these um, labels that these editions, special edition, collector's editions that end up becoming really, really expensive further down the line. I feel like I'm not missing out on that because again, for me when it comes to collecting, it's gotta be something that I'm at least mildly interested in. Otherwise, I genuinely won't collect it. That's why I'll collect a movie is it only if I've heard um, about it in the grapevine from the community that I'm a part of. If someone recommends a movie to me, I'll try to keep a mental note to keep an eye out for that. And that's what I been doing the near 3 years that I've been collecting. So why then don't I collect 4Ks? And the honest answer is I would have to then go out and buy a whole new setup if I wanted to start collecting 4Ks. And that's where it gets expensive. So I broke it down into three different options. One for if I was to do it right now, and one for if there wasn't a sale on, and one if there was a sale and I was going for a game system instead of a regular 4K player. So I went onto Curry's PC World and I just looked up 4K TV, and the cheapest one right now on special, which is about saving €400, is a Samsung QE 55-inch smart 4K TV with Bixby, whatever the hell that is, Alexa, and Google Assist built into it. And that right now, if I was to buy it right now, is sitting at €899. I don't have €899 to blow on a TV. The TV that I use as my primary TV, I paid €100 for. It was a 32-inch TV, HD TV that I got on Facebook Marketplace 4 years ago, and I've had no issues with it, and I have no need to upgrade. Touch wood. So yeah, and then of course, if I was just to buy a 4K player, the cheapest that I found, again, just primarily using curries, I didn't bother shopping around because it's not something that I'm considering doing for right now. By the way, that's ink from my fountain pen for when I was writing these up. You see that smudge there? Yeah, that's what that is. Anyway, yeah, so the 4K player, the cheapest 4K player that I could find, which I think was like a Panasonic 4K player, was the cheapest one is €229. That's with no um no special New Year's deal going on at the moment. And so the next bracket that I have on, so basically, if I was to get that TV and that 4K player, that's €1,128 that I just don't have. You see, I don't save money because I tend to dip into it. I am actually starting to do that now. I am starting to save, because I do want. It's been 4 years since I went on holiday, so I'm either going to use it for a holiday, or I'll use it for something else. Upgrade to a new Xbox or something. I don't know. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. So, but I am always on top of paying my bills. That's how I look at it. If my bills are paid, and they're paid on time, which they always are, then I couldn't give a rat's ass after that. So that's why in the past, I didn't save. I am starting to save now. Anyway, yeah. So then I looked at it through the lens of, well, if that TV, that Samsung wasn't on sale, it'd still be the cheapest TV, but then it goes up by €400. So the TV then is €1,199, with the 4K player being 229. That then brings the total up to €1,528 just to upgrade to start watching 4Ks. Now, bear in mind, this isn't before I actually have to then go out and start upgrading some of my Blu-rays to 4K, because then that starts to add up, because then I'm looking at what has a 4K release, and then having to go and buy it, and then every new release then afterwards buying it on 4K, and buying 4K over here is like, to buy a brand new 4K is €35, whereas buying a brand new Blu-ray is 20. So I'd rather save that €15 by buying the Blu-ray, for a new release than spending the 35 on a 4K. So the final bracket is if I was to just upgrade my game system, because the one that I use as my main Blu-ray player downstairs is the original Xbox One, the big fat 500 gig model that was first released 11 years ago. So if I was to upgrade that to the newer Xbox, which is the Series X, I would be buying it used in CEX. So then we'll say the TV stands. Or if I was to do it right now, with the TV being on sale at €899, the cheapest Xbox that CEX have is €420. That means I'm still paying €1,319 just to upgrade to 4K. Um, and again, that's without me having to then go out and purchase 4K movies just to then be able to watch them. So to me, the spending that amount just to watch 4K, over a grand, isn't worth it. It's not. I'm happy enough sticking with Blu-rays for the moment. That's not saying that I might not upgrade to 4Ks in the future. Who knows? The future will tell. But for right now, I'm happy enough just sticking with DVDs and Blu-rays without having to add on 4Ks on top of that. So yeah, thank you all for watching this discussion. Let me know what you thoughts are on my thought process in the comments below, and I'll see you all on Friday, where I kind of have a bit of a rant video coming out. I'm not going to say what it is, but it's kind of a discussion, but it's also kind of a bit of a rant at the same time. So I'll see you all next time.